We're here in Boston, and I am joined by the #1 contender to the UFC heavyweight belt, Francis Ngannou. Francis, I'm so used to seeing you in Las Vegas.
Yes, Las Vegas is now my home, so everyone in Las Vegas is gonna used to me.
How are you enjoying Boston? This is a huge card. This is a fight city. Are you having fun here, or are you trying to just not see anything since it's 6 inches of snow outside?
No, I went here yesterday, so when I look at the window, I really don't want to know what's going on out there.
I heard though, for a tough guy, that you really enjoy hot chocolate with whipped cream.
Yes, everywhere I enjoy hot chocolate.
All right, so is that going to be like your post-fight victory snack? You're going to have a hot chocolate
No,
in this cold city?
No, hot chocolate is for breakfast.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
It's just for breakfast.
All right, nutritious hot chocolate. You're competing for this heavyweight world title. You just fought about, 5 weeks ago in Detroit against Alistair Overeem. You had that insane knockout. How difficult was it to then jump right back into training camp?
It wasn't difficult because, that fight didn't take me a long time. So knowing that the fight against Alistair Overeem probably gonna give me the opportunity for Stipe Miocic very earlier for 2018. So I tried to stay on shape. Even the fight, the training camp against Alistair Overeem, I tried to make things like 2 training camp the same time. I prepare myself for 3-round fight and also for 5-round fight.
So obviously you kept Stipe in the back of your mind.
Yes, I got Stipe in the back of my mind. And that is why that fight was more difficult to me, because I had a lot of pressure with that fight, because I couldn't just think about Alistair. I always thought about both guys, so I kept a lot of pressure. But now I'm more relaxing, and I'm 3 days away. I still feel like it's just one more day in my life.
Do you feel like the media has been tough? You've got a lot of obligations when you fight for the world title.
Yes, you do. You do have a lot of obligation. I thought that I'm gonna hide myself going in Paris, but I was wrong.
We'll find you.
Very wrong. No, because even in Paris, they were waiting on me. I didn't know that in France, they would pay attention at what's going on, because they don't used to pay attention at MMA news or stuff like that. But when I go to Paris, that was like very exciting.
Was that the main reason for going to Paris, to get some training in there?
Yes, get a training, spend the 2 last week with my team, with my main team, and then take some time off. I make myself in Vegas, but it's still a new thing to me, and with all that pressure that I had for my last fight, I need to take a new, just see a different thing.
You mentioned that you got bothered a lot in Paris, that people know you and recognize you. I was going into a yoga class, and somebody stopped me and was like, "Man, that Francis Ngannou is the truth." And it wasn't necessarily like an atmosphere to have a lot of fight fans. What has this sort of public eye been like for you? What's the attention been like? Do you enjoy it? Do you try to stay away from it?
It's difficult sometimes. Sometimes you want to stay away of it, but sometimes you try to enjoy it, because you realize that probably gonna be your life. Basically, if you keep doing what you're doing, you're gonna increase and going more and more. All of them come and say, "I'm doing karate, I'm doing this, I'm doing judo, I'm doing this. I really enjoy your fight against Alistair." And I was like, really? I was just surprised, because I didn't expect that kind of reaction in that atmosphere, and basically in France, because in France for a long time MMA doesn't have place.
And now you are challenging for the world title. You're fighting Stipe Miocic, and your life could change even more should you win that belt. Let's talk about the matchup. How do you look at Stipe as an opponent?
Stipe is a tough opponent. You know, he won all his last 4 fights by for the first round knockout. That is pretty much how he win his fight. Just keep knock out people. But I not see a problem for that fight. I'm very confident, and I'm very believe that I can do it. I trust on myself, on my skills, because sometimes people talk about what fight gonna do, what I can do, how Stipe can beat me, because they never really see my whole game. Most of the time, I just win. I won the fight for the first round with the first opportunity. So I didn't put out my whole training, so people didn't know what I can do.
So you think this is going to be a case where we see a little bit more of Francis's game?
I don't expect that, but if that happen, they're gonna see. I don't expect to go there and do 5 rounds to show people what I can do. No, I expect to go there and finish the fight as soon as possible.
In what round? Because I know you are pretty good with these predictions lately.
I used to give the prediction for the first round, but for this fight, you know, it's a 5-round fight, so, and we both respecting each other. So my prediction now for this fight is finish under 2 rounds.
Well, before I let you go, something that I always talk to you about in private, but I want to touch on in an interview setting, is the fact that your English has improved so drastically since we first met you and since you first came into the UFC, and I know you put a lot of effort into that. Why is that so important to you?
I'm not good at many things in life, but everything that I decide to do, everything that I really want, I try to do my best to get it. It's important to me to be fluent in English, to be able to communicate with fans, with this sport fan and everything. And that is one part of the reason of my move from Paris to Vegas. And I've been really put a lot of effort to improve in English. You know, people always tell me that you're improving, but by myself, I feel like it's not enough. I feel like you can't do better. You can't do more. You should do better than that. So I even take courses. You know, go to school when I can. My life is in America. Every day I have to speak English. The only time that I'm gonna speak French is when I'm on phone with friends in Paris or in Cameroon. You know, that is only the time, and I want to be comfortable with the language and not to explain myself, because for the beginning I was really frustrated to not be able to explain myself when they ask me something I really want to answer, but I didn't have enough words to explain the thing, so I was frustrated about that.
Well, that attitude that you've put towards learning English is certainly a part of your structure, because it's allowed you to work so hard in MMA and now be the #1 contender for that UFC heavyweight belt. Francis, we're so looking forward to this main event on Saturday at UFC 220. Best of luck to you.
Thank you, Megan.